As always, before I get started, allow me to remind you, Build Talk Season 2 is now in session. If you want to have your own build showcased in a video, all you gotta do is just join my Discord, react to the rules, and then show off your own loadout and its corresponding build chat. I honestly don't care. I'll make videos about anything, but I don't have enough Titan stuff. Maybe give me some Titan stuff. Maybe some Mask of the Quiet One stuff. That sounds pretty fucking cool. In a nutshell, I tend to view the Crucible in the same way that I view going to the gym. You know, it's just agonizing and excruciating, and typically it makes me want to fucking die. So I don't really do a lot of Crucible, or at the very least, I didn't until recently for reasons that I just haven't quite worked out yet. But I'd be a goddamn fool to even so much as imply that some of the best guns in the game don't tend to come from PvP. It just kind of sucks a little bit for someone like me who has actively been trying, and failing mind you, for a decade now, to get good.
Get good.
For me personally, this is the season of the Crucible as of late. More specifically, it's the season of the SMG. Don't ask me why, I'm not sure if I just learned how to aim, but I've been on a bit of a SMG kick lately. Full disclosure, this is a PvP build, and yes, that makes me sick saying it out loud. See, I suck, and as a result, I need walking sticks, especially in PvP. And these right here, these are my left and my right and my center crutches, respectively. First is On Your Mark. Precision final blows grant you and nearby allies increased handling and reload speed for a short duration, stacking 3 times. Activating your class ability immediately grants maximum stacks of On Your Mark. That is a lot more handy than you might think it is. Next up is Knock 'em Down. Solar supers are enhanced. Deadshot lasts longer, Marksman has extra damage resistance and duration, and Blade Barrage launches more projectiles.
Ignited. Let the wolves hunt. That's 2. 3 down.
I was really proud of that supercharge. I wanted to show it off. Now, my center crutch is Radiance, which in PvP is a 10% weapon damage increase, and that is a big deal. Now, let's take a look at some fragments. First, Ember of Singeing. Class abilities recharge faster while targets scorch. Next is Ember of Benevolence. Applying Restoration, Cure, or Radiance to allies grants increased grenade/melee and class ability regen for a short duration. That is exclusively 5 seconds per dodge. It does not matter how many allies you give Radiance to. Next is Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy. I'll be using Fan of Knives for that, you better goddamn believe it. And then we've got Ember of Solace. That's an increase from 10 to 15 seconds for Radiance, which means a lot when you're consistently trying to keep it active. We'll talk more about that later. And lastly, Ember of Torches. Dealing damage with powered melee attacks makes you radiant. That is extremely handy in PvP. So if that felt like a lot of information, let me just sum it up real easy for you. Acrobat's Dodge makes you radiant and grants 3 stacks of On Your Mark. Radiance increases weapon damage by 10% for 15 seconds, and On Your Mark lasts for 10 seconds, dramatically increasing handling and reload speed. Dodge near an ally, and all of your abilities get a strong increase to cooldown speeds for 5 seconds. Powered melees make you radiant, scorching abilities return melee energy. The whole thing is one giant circle. So maybe now we can talk about some exotics and a few guns. We're gonna talk about the 6 Coyote real quick because you could dodge twice and you'll be radiant like 90% of the time. I said it was gonna be quick. On the topic of primary weapons, I'm using a mixture of guns here. They kind of vary depending on map and scenario, but I do really like this Praetor's Revenge with no distractions and Firefly. I'm not a very good shot, but every once in a while I can pull a rabbit out of a hat, and it is pretty fun when you actually manage to land those opening match snipes.
Oh shit, Thunder Eater.
And then of course there's always a good old-fashioned fusion rifle. This Riptide's not so bad. Ensemble, chill clip, one quiet moment. You know, it's decent. It works just fine for moments like this.
All of you together, like iron.
Of course, if you ask me, the real meat here is the SMG with the damage perk. Specifically out of bounds and gut shot straight. That by itself makes an incredible difference in your weapon damage. To make an example, no Radiance, no gut shot. I hit for 11. With Radiance and no gut shot, I hit for 13. With Radiance and gut shot, I hit for 14. And then I proceed to murder this motherfucker. This is my god roll, so to speak. Full bore, ricochet, tunnel vision, gut shot. It feels great. You could also take a look at the hero's burden as well. As you can see, extended barrel, extended mag, air assault, and iron reach. I absolutely love this, mostly because of its handling. Even with a weighty barrel extension that should make it heavy and kind of sluggish to move, I can still make strong use of it. That comes from the handling masterwork. And that's not even taking into account the 2 stacks of SMG targeting, both of which bolster ADS speeds, making that mid-tier handling feel a lot lighter and faster. That, plus On Your Mark, allows for quick reaction time in duels and even faster responses to immediate threats from any position. Kinda like this. And here you can see me setting up for a trap that never happened. I just kind of fucked myself. Now, everything I just said kind of goes hand in hand for both Out of Bounds and the Hero's Burden. Typically, I like my guns to have extremely high handling. I like to max it out if possible. I want them to be as light and as buttery smooth as I can possibly get them to be. Suro's Synergy is actually incredible for that. That is plus 40 handling and 20% extra flinch resist for 6 seconds after a reload. Combine that with On Your Mark, 3 stacks of course, and you will be a fucking gunslinging sharpshooter. Literally. The only downside is that the Hero's Burden can't drop with Gut Shot, but it can drop with Kill Clip. Be that as it may, I still have a blast starting duels with this, or ending them, especially as an Arc Strider. Just kind of sliding in with a Tempest Strike and then jumping backwards, just pelting whatever poor soul is in front of me. Kind of like this.
But it's super, because the marker was like...
Look, I said it was fun. I didn't say it worked, alright? Shut the fuck up. Something I haven't gone over yet is mod selection. Let's take a look at my stat line real quick. I recommend 80 mobility and 70 strength. If you're a loner like me, you'll swap the incendiary for a healing grenade. I don't actually do that. That was more of a passing thought I had as I was writing this. Do not listen to pre-production Jay. He has bad ideas. I have 100 mobility because of powerful friends and 70 strength because of radiant light. On top of that, I've got bomber to make up for the 10 discipline that I lost because of Ember of Benevolence. You can double stack distribution, but just be aware that it does not return as much energy as it used to, and I mean, it's still good, but... well, yeah. The idea here is that this allows for flexibility, and that the whole thing is meant to be well-rounded. It's not so much the mods that make the build, but rather it's the build that makes the mods. So, let's do a quick once-over all this. This is mostly meant for support. It's built for that, the fragments and the abilities. Moving with the rest of your team is what's going to keep you alive. Your goal shouldn't be to overstep them or lag behind, because when you make them radiant, that benefits everybody. That bolsters your ability regen and keeps everybody else's weapon damage on a constant buff. I found the most success with this when I decided to match the aggression of those that were around me. Instead of being the bait around the corner while everyone else backpedals, I backpedal with them. If they rush in throwing grenades and hammers and arc bolts, I follow suit. This keeps me from feeling like I'm a waste of a team member by repeatedly dying over and over, because not only am I scoring, but I'm also buffing everybody around me once every 20 seconds. At the end of the day, this was a weapon review that ended up turning into a semi-legitimate build, so by all means, your thoughts are welcome. Don't forget that you can have your own loadout showcased on an episode of Build Talks. All you gotta do is just join my Discord, react to the rules, and start sharing to your heart's content. And if you want to support me in a more personal way, there's always Patreon. Either way, that's the end of this one. Let's roll the credits.